Hey y'all, it's Lacey, the Catholic Icing Lady here, and today I want to share with you how to draw St. Valentine. Okay, we're going to be putting his head about right here and leave room for his body at the bottom of the paper. So we're going to start with the bottom line of his hat, which is going to be a slightly curved line, like that. Now we're going to draw two short lines coming straight up, one from this side and one from this side, and we're going to make them as similar in length as possible. Now we're going to draw a triangle shape at the top. So I'm going to start on this side and come up to the middle, then start on this side and come up to the middle again. So it kind of makes a little curved house shape. That is his bishop's hat because St. Valentine was a bishop. Okay, now we're going to draw two lines coming down for his hair, right from kind of the middle of his hat, then two straight lines coming down like that. Now we're going to add a line like this. It's almost like an M, just two bumps, just like that, and that is the top of his mustache. Now from the corner of his hat, we're going to come around and make small bumps, like a cloud shape going all the way around to the other side of his hat, and that is his beard. There, you have all the hardest parts done. Okay, now we're going to put in his eyes, and they're just going to be two curved lines, like his eyes are closed, and he gets a little nose that looks like an upside down 7. So we're going to put that nose in right there. Okay, now he gets a little curvy smile that's right under his mustache. And now you have his whole face and his head done. Isn't he cute? You are doing a great job. Now we're going to put in one of his arms. So first it's going to come down like his shoulder, then down, curve for his elbow, and this arm is going to come up just like that. If I go too quick, you can just pause the video until you catch up. Now a line down and up like a check. And then we're going to connect those lines, and that makes his sleeve. Now because this is St. Valentine and he's the patron saint of love, I'm putting his hand right over his heart. That's why he's holding his arm like that. So I'm just adding a little mitten-shaped hand. Very simple. Now we're going to add in his other arm, and it's going to come directly out to the side so he can hold his staff like bishops hold. So it's going to come out, then a line down, then bring his sleeve back in, just like that. Now we're going to go ahead and add in his whole body. So his robes are going to go all the way down. So we're going to try to line it up with his arm there. So like the line just continues down, comes all the way down to the ground. Then his robe is going to go over his feet, like it makes two bumps where it's going over his shoes. And then to this edge, and then all the way back up to meet his arm right there. So we're just going to connect those 2 points. Perfect. Great job. Now we're going to add in his other hand so he can be holding his bishop's crozier. It looks like a staff, like a shepherd's staff. So we're going to start at the top of his sleeve and put in a little bump, and that's going to be his thumb, but we're going to stop right there. We're not going to draw the rest of his hand yet. So we're going to bring a line that goes straight down, like this is his long, skinny staff, and it's going to go all the way down to where his feet are. Then we're going to make a line like as if it's coming behind his thumb, so we're going to try to line that up and continue the line up and stop right there. Then at the bottom of the staff, we're going to put a little short line, and we're going to run another line parallel, just mirroring our first line, and come all the way up to give him a very tall, skinny staff. Okay, and stopping at his thumb again, and then starting on the other side. So when we get to here, we want to put a curve at the top of his staff. So I'm going to start on my line on the left side and give it a big curve, and a little like hook at the end. Then I'm going to extend that second line a little bit taller. I'm going to curve around. It's kind of a C shape and connect it just like that. Now, because St. Valentine is the patron saint of love and a heart is his symbol, I'm just going to add a heart right here inside of his staff, which I think would be really cool. Good job. Now you've got his whole staff, and we're going to add the back of his hand. It goes behind it. So again, just a little mitten-shaped hand. So there, see how it looks like the staff is going in front of his hand? Now we're just going to add in two curvy lines for his shoes, since we already made the bumps where his robe is going over the tops of his shoes. And now we're going to put in some lines on his hat. So first he's going to get a line that just goes right across the bottom like this. Then two lines up the middle that give him a line at the top. Perfect. Okay, remember how I said his hand is placed over his heart? Well, I'm going to go ahead and draw in a heart right behind his hand. So I'm going to put half of it here, I'm going to bring it behind his hand and put the other half right there. So it's like he's got a little heart under his hand there. Now we're going to add a little bit more decoration to his bishop's robe in kind of the shape of a Y. So it's going to come down from his shoulder, and it's a little tricky because it goes behind his arm there. So by the time that it comes out from under his arm, it's just going straight down. Then another line coming up, and then it would go back to the right like a Y shape, but it's kind of going behind his hand in that heart. So it doesn't really need another line on that right side. Maybe just connect it a little bit right there. Great job. Okay, so again, the symbol of St. Valentine is a heart. So I'm going to add some hearts in on his hat. And I used to love to draw hearts like this when I was a little kid. If you draw a heart that's upside down, then right side up, then upside down, then right side up, the hearts will all fit together. So I'm just going to add a line of hearts going across his hat. You can pause this and go as slow as you need to go, but I just love making these little heart lines. There we go. Now, since the rose is also a symbol of St. Valentine, I thought we might also like to add some roses growing beside him on the ground. So the way we're going to draw a really simple rose is you're going to start with an oval and then make a snail shell swirly inside, then make a U across the bottom and a stick for a stem. That's it. That's a simple rose. So oval with a swirly, then a U shape connecting the two sides, and a stick for a stem. I'm going to put another one here. Oval, swirly, a U shape, and a stick for a stem. Okay, now I'm just going to put in some leaf shapes on the stems. So a little bit of grass, wherever you think you need your leaves to be. And how you guys doing? You got your roses all drawn in there? Okay, now, since St. Valentine is also the patron saint of beekeepers, I thought it would be really fun to add a little bee in here. So we're going to add the bee on this side here. We're going to start with a small oval shape. Then he gets some stripes, obviously, because he's a bee. So we're going to put in several stripes. Then he gets two little dots for eyes, and a little point at the end for his stinger. Then he gets two little wings, one wing and then a second wing that overlaps. And now to make it look like he's been flying, I'm going to put a dotted line coming out of his stinger like he's flying around all crazy. I'm going to give him two little legs in the front. Now I'm just going to go ahead and color in half of his stripes black, as long as I'm holding my black marker. Okay, at the bottom, I think I would like to add some more roses to the other side of St. Valentine. So you guys remember how to do our roses, right? It's just oval, swirly, U shape, and a stick. So now you can just draw however many roses you want or whatever kind of grass that you want around his feet. I'm just giving him a little bit of a background here. Few more leaves. And that's it. Great job, you guys. Now I'm going to let you watch me color him in fast motion. So as always, if you want to try to match my colors, you can just pause this video at the end and leave it up there for as long as you need to until you have yours all colored in. I'm using a lot of reds and pinks since that is a traditional color for St. Valentine's feast day. Then I've got some yellow on my bee and on his bishop's clothes. And I'm just going to come in with my darker colors and add a little bit of shading along the edges. And that's it. There's your St. Valentine. I'm really excited that you guys joined me today for this How to Draw. And don't forget that I have a brand new How to Draw every single Friday. So be sure to check back, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one.